Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live. And today is Friday, March 5th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day and the final day of the trading week. Wow, what a big reversal we've had today. So as always, I like to mention this, but I do prefer to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions at the end of the day. Based upon what the large financial institutions, the moves that they're making at the end of the day. If they're driving the market up in that last hour, and then in particular the last few minutes of the day, then I will be looking more likely to buy if I can close above a certain level. If they drive it down at the end of the day and it closes below a certain level, then I'm more likely just to go ahead and get out of my position. So thank you for coming today. I do appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing everyone. It's been a volatile week, but it's been great that we could all be here together and kind of experience here together and help each other out. So here is the plan. Well, let's take a look real quick at the indexes before we get on to the plan. The Dow Jones is up 521 points, if you can believe it. Up 1.69%. The NASDAQ up 188 points, up 1.48%. And the S&P is up 68 points, up 1.83% today. So a big, huge turnaround in the markets today off of the lows this morning. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have 3 really good day trades today. Just a great day. So I'll share those with you. After that, we're going to go over and we're going to take a look at the board and we're going to see how my students' positions are doing over there and how they are managing them. I see everything up over there except for one stock. After that, we are going to talk about trader psychology. In my opinion, most important skill that you can ever develop in trading. Significantly more important than learning how to trade. Does that sound like kind of a hyperbolic statement? Well, I really do believe it. I mean, it's not that difficult to put together a trading plan. You have to know the basics, obviously, but following the plan, I think, is 10 times harder. And honestly, in order to become a successful, consistently profitable trader in the long run, you're going to have to be able to follow your plan. So I like to touch on that. After that, we are going to I've gone down through my watch list. I've gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First requirement, I need to have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Second, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio. I need to be able to make at least 2 times to the upside compared to what I want to, where my stop is to the downside. And then number 3, always important, please take a deep breath, look inward, and give yourself a few moments before you hit that buy button. Do I really need this position? Is it really important that I have it? Is it a clean trade? Do I have correlated positions already? Do I have too much account heat? If I do take the trade, am I adjusting my position size based upon volatility? So I do have some end of day candidates, quite a few actually. It's going to be interesting to see how we close here. And so, this is a reminder to me as well to really make good decisions at the end of the day based upon risk to reward, confluences, all the things that we talk about. So it will be very interesting to see where the market closes here today. So then if I find something that qualifies, I will buy it before the close. And then after the close, if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. If you need me to take a look at any stock symbols, if you'd like my opinion on any stock symbols, please let me know. I have created more space in the podcast for that. So, I'm here to teach and to try to help you out in any way I can. So if you have any questions, don't be shy and just put them in the chat and I'll do my very best to answer them. And then for my students, if anyone has any new positions today, any new entries or exits that you would like me to put up on the board, if you could please wait till the end of the day so that the market is closed, pressure's off, I'm done trading, and I'm done teaching. Okay, makes sense? All right, sounds good. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okay, give me 1 second. I just have to do a little something here before I forget. Heaven knows I couldn't have to rely on making an end of day trade myself. I'd rather just put it in the system. I forgot to put it in the system for today. So let me do that. Just get that out of the way. All right, done and done. Okay, let's take a look and see who is here today. Lava is here. Good to see you, Lava. Appreciate you coming. Johan is here. Nice to see you, Johan. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Lava says, I'm excited about learning today. There's so many good setups in the major stocks that I have no idea how to distinguish one from the other. There's V1s bouncing off 200s, 30 RSIs everywhere. You are 100% correct, Lova. That's what I've been thinking all day long. I have a lot of things to look at the end of the day here. And, you know, it's going to be a little challenging to decipher and really, for me at least, be able to see which one I think is the best one as far as confluences of signals, as far as risk to reward ratios. Mamal is here. Hello, Mamal. Good to see you as always. Lova says, it's completely hamburgers. Sorry, I meant holy hamburgers. Holy hamburgers or holy Hannah are equally accepted. Tracy is here. Hi, Trace. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you and Paxton are doing well. Steve Burns is here. Thank you, Steve, for coming. Always an honor, privilege to see you. I really mean that. You know that I do, and I'm sure everyone else in the podcast appreciates you being here. And thank you, as always, for including me in your Friday list on Twitter. Always nice to see that, and I appreciate it. Steve says, today looks like a short covering and dip buyer rally out of an extreme oversold level. Incredible. It is pretty incredible, isn't it? It really is crazy. That's why I'm a little torn today when I'm looking at potential end of day setups. I really kind of am, but we'll get to that, and we'll just, you know, if I can't find anything, I can't find anything. If something looks good, then I'll get it. Frank says, hello, Greg and group. Hello, Frank. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Kamal is here. Hey, Greg and all. What a day. Unbelievable. What a day is correct. Jatin. Hey, my friend. How are you, sir? Appreciate you being here. And Jatin says, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to Jatin. Nice to see you again. Kamal says, CRM. All right. Well, certainly a deep dip buy under 250, over 250, under 30, over 30. Has anyone checked to see how CRM backtest over the 200? Maybe Kamal, maybe you could check and see if that tests positively. Let's look over on the weekly and take a look there. Bounced off the -2 ATR channel, but under the 50-week moving average, which is a little bit of a contradiction. Actually, I would prefer it to be over the 50, but you know, I don't know if you could do a quick back test, under 250, over 250 on CRM, but it is a confluence. It also has an under 30, over 30. Gary says, happy Friday. What a crazy day. Good to see you, Gary. Nice job on covering your puts yesterday, by the way. Kamal says, new trader, are you looking to buy anything today? Oh, Kamal is asking Steve. Gary said, sold some HD put spreads this morning. NIO weekly puts earlier this morning. Will update end of day. Okay, sounds good. Kamal says, this Facebook and Google are strong for relative strength. Those are on my list. Oh, Facebook is anyway. Timothy is here. Good to see you, Tim. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Rami is here. Hello, Greg and everyone. Hello, Rami. Nice to see you. Appreciate you coming back. Kevin Frost says, hey, peeps. What's up, Kevin? Nice to see you, my friend. Jonathan Dennison is back. Thank you for coming back. Hello, Greg and group. On to lesson 12, deep dip buy. Should have used a bigger notebook. Are you getting something out of the course, Jonathan? Is it helping you? Honest answer. Frank says, poem. All right. Your comfort zone. Your comfort zone. 3 words that set such a nice tone. It means measuring the risk that is already known and accepting the trade that you've now taken and owned. Oh, man. They get better every day. They literally get better every day, Frank. I mean, what a gift you have to be able to write these. I mean, it's just unreal. And not only just write them, but they're just so relevant and deep and, words of wisdom in your poem. Excuse me. Your comfort zone. 3 words that set such a nice tone. It means measuring the risk that is already known and accepting the trade you've now taken and owned. I like that, measuring the risk. The more I trade, the longer I trade, the more everything is about risk to reward for me. Miko is here. Good to see you, Miko. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Thanks for coming. Steve says, I am starting to go through charts. I want to see how it closes in the last 30 minutes. Oh, that's smart. Johnson is here. Hi, Greg and all. Happy Friday. Good to see you, Johnson. Hope you are having a good day, my friend. All right, well, let's get started. I didn't have a ton of trades going in today. Gary and I did buy Merck yesterday. The setup was a low, a rally, a lower low with a positive MACD divergence, meaning the first low here had deep momentum, then we rallied. The second move down had low momentum. So the implication there is that it would go, have a chance to go back up. My entry yesterday, the trigger for my entry yesterday was an under 30, over 30. I bought it here at 72.08. It is at 73.18. It's up $1.07. It's up 1.49% today. So it's been a nice little move there so far. And I did hit one profit target already today at 72.61. You can see my second profit target's up here at 73.18 or 73.11. So it's only 7 cents away. I may get there, which would be fantastic. SPY. Overnight SPY trade was fantastic. I bought overnight SPY yesterday at the close at 736.70. Very scary, especially after yesterday's big down bar, but I did buy it at 376.70. I sold it this morning at 380.41. So almost $4 just on the overnight SPY trade. So this is great. SPY trade has been positive this month. And yeah, I'll be buying that again at the close and holding it over the weekend. Qs. Okay, so I'm glad Tracy is here today and maybe Paxton as well. But the other night when we were having our lesson, when we were doing simulation trades, we ran into a trade where we had an under 30, over 30, and then we morphed it into a crossover. Do you remember that, Tracy and Paxton? Well, that's exactly what happened today for me, like almost exactly. Actually, one of the reasons I took the crossover was, okay, that was Merck. One of the reasons I took the crossover was hopefully that Tracy and Paxton would see this. So anyway, here are the cues. I bought a deep dip buy. Under 30, over 30. This is on the 5-minute. I bought it at 298.26. A couple bars later, That second bar moved up to real strong. I sold half at 358. So I entered at 298.36. I sold half at 358. Then I had a close below the previous day's low. I got out at 299.14. But I still had a quarter left and then had a nice big up bar here. I sold another half at 301.34 and then a close below the previous day's low, 358. So let's see. I got in at 298.26, out at 299.14. Oh, that's right. And out at 358 and out at 301.34. Okay. Then the crossover happened, right? So I was basically out of the trade here, under 30, over 30. Then the crossover happened right here. It was a good risk to reward ratio. I bought in here at 383. Next bar went zooming up for me. I sold half at 302.06. Had another big thrust up bar. I sold another half of a half at 303.17. Another thrust up bar at 304.55. And then a close below the previous day's low at 304.75. So this was a fantastic trade, and even better because I had an under 30, over 30, had a nice trade from that, but then just morphed into the new signal, which was the crossover. So this last one, I get in at 383. I got out at 302.06. I got out at 303.17, out at 304.55, and out at 304.75. So pretty good. Pretty good. And so I was feeling pretty good about the Qs, and I have to say I'm very, very grateful that I decided to go ahead and cover my shorts yesterday on the Qs. This morning I thought, I guess I should have kept them, but as it turns out, Gary did take a half a position at the close. Sorry, Gary, I didn't update that. He took a half a position here, right about. So he is up nicely on the day. And then Johan sold puts on the Qs up here, I believe. So this has gone against him a little bit today, but I'm sure he's still nicely in the money. And then Apple. I had one more trade on Apple later in the day. One of my favorite setups, of course, is a return to value. Here we go. We were above the one ATR. We came into the value zone. We had sideways motion, sideways, 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 false breakout to the downside of the previous low and the previous low of the range. Next bar went up, barely triggered this V2. I took it at 120.07. Next bar went racing up for me. I sold half. Next bar went racing up again for me. I sold the other half of a half. Then I had a close below the previous day's low. This was my first trailing stop at 120.80. And then I got out here when we just rejected this 200-day moving average. So this was a great end of day trade, not end of day, but later in the trade, day trade for me. 120.07 entry, out at 120.48, out at 120.80, out at 120.96, and out at 121.09. So that was just fantastic. Yesterday's day trades and today's day trades have been really, really good. And that's because of the volatility. Okay, let's take a look at your positions here. Amazon. I don't know if anyone has Amazon. I don't think anyone does, but it's on my list today. So I'll keep that up there. TLT, I had Tracy and Paxton in TLT at, I think, right here about 139.60. Currently it's 138.80, so it is down. It didn't make a new low today, but it is up a little bit on the day. BYD, this is also Tracy and Paxton. Wow, this thing was down huge earlier. Tracy and Paxton bought this at 47.38, rallied nice, beautiful. I think they did a good job by getting out of half here when we lost the 70 and closed below. Then we had another up leg and then down and then down. It was down huge today, but has rallied and actually gone green. So very nice. Glad to see that happen for you. NVAX. Frank bought NVAX way back here, 135. It more than doubled in price. He sold 90% of his shares up here. He kept 10% as a runner. And good thing he sold them up here. Really good thing he sold it up here because this really has come down. But luckily it is up today, 8%. So, you know, locking up 90% of the shares here when it was up near a double was just fantastic. KMX, Steve and Johan bought KMX at 121.84. It is currently with the 520 EMA crossover. It is currently 122.51. So it is up on the day, and both Steve and Johan are up on the trade. Excellent. Eli Lilly, Quad Racer bought Eli Lilly back here at 202.48. Ran up huge, came down, and monster big update today. So if Quad's out there, I hope that Quad still has this, obviously. eBay, Mamal, wow. Well, this one was a baptism of fire. I liked the trade yesterday, the under 30, over 30 in rejection of the 200-day moving average. Mamal got in at 53.30. This morning it gapped open, and then of course we had the big washout and big reversal, but I'm thrilled to see that Mamal is actually up on this trade, up on the day and up on the trade. And then lastly, Kamal, with a beautiful trade here for Kamal. Kamal bought this yesterday at 110.80. It's currently 114.12. It's up 3.45% today. So that's one heck of a nice day. All right, so I did hit my second profit target. That's what you heard on Mr. Merck. Jatson says, the best part about being disciplined as a trader is it pulls you out of a trade way before things go south. That is very true. Definition of strength is only GOOG. When market corrects, a strong stock consolidates. That's true. Yeah, Kamal was just mentioning that. Strong stocks, when the market goes down, strong stocks consolidate. And then they're the ones that take off before any of the other stocks out of their consolidation. ISRG. It's nice too. Let's see, did we not quite reject the 30, but that is pretty sweet, Kamal, I have to say. It's a good company. Let me put this down on my list here for things to look at. ISRG with the intraday rejection of the 200-day and the V1 and the under 30, and the under the negative third over the negative third. I quite like that one. Let me just do some math here, and then let me take a look at the weekly as well. Well, it rejected the 50 EMA. It also rejected the -1 ATR channel. So yeah, this looks pretty good actually. So I'm going to put that. Let me put that on my list here so I don't forget. David is here. Nice to see you, sir. Hope you are having a good day, of course, as always. Jackson says, these wicks at lows of day candles of the past 2 days indicate stronger hands present in the market. Normal public cannot make them. Yeah, I totally agree. Kamal was mentioning that to me earlier today. Steve says, it is highly unlikely I will have any new signals today. Still a lot of broken charts. Some bounce near their 200-day and back over the 30 RSI, but still highly volatile. I totally agree. Jonathan said, yes, I like to think logically, so systems suit me and will hopefully complement my normal buy and hold approach. It's awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for the feedback. Edit. Rejection of the 250, rejection of the negative third ATR channel, and a V1, and possibly a close over the 200-day moving average. I like it. Yeah, I like it, but it definitely would have to close above the 200-day moving average for me, Johan. ELY. It's also good. False breakout to the downside and a V2. We're over 50 RSI. I like it. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's holding the 5 EMA. It's a little up there for me, but on the daily, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. And then Lily. Yeah, I wouldn't take Lily here, honestly, mainly because of this big down bar here, Johan. And we're right at about halfway of that big down bar that came on the big volume. So that's my least favorite of the ones that we looked at. Timothy says Microsoft V2, and I think it broke today's 50. So it's false breakout to the downside. It is a V2. It filled most of the gap. Did it reject the 50 RSI though? That's the big question right now. Got right there. I like some of the other ones we looked at better. They have closer risk to reward ratios. Let's look at Microsoft on the weekly. In the value zone, right? I still like some of the ones better. The risk, at least for me, the risk here would be down to here, which seems a little bit far away, especially with these volatile markets. Johnson says Walmart. Yep, I have Walmart on my list, so I'll look at that in a sec, Johnson. Is that okay? Let me see. I do? Yes, I do have it here on my list for sure. I have a bunch of them on my list. They're on my list. Don't make me come over there and put them on my list. Okay. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good on time, and I'm glad we are doing pretty good on time because a lot of things to consider at the end of the day. But listen, before we start looking for the best possible end of day trade, let me just switch gears a little bit, talk about trader psychology. There's some great Facebook and great Twitter channels out there, and the owners of these channels spend a lot of time and energy, burn a lot of calories in coming up with good sayings, good, how should I say, good trading words of wisdom, right? Good topics and things to think about trader psychology. And of course, my all-time favorite for sure poster is Steve Burns, who is here in the chat with us right now. Steve is over at S. Joseph Burns over on Twitter, or you can just look up his name, Steve Burns. And I would really suggest that you do that. I would really suggest that you read everything that he posts. He has a website, newtraderu.com. I would suggest you go over there. He has great e-courses. He has great books. He has great articles, all sorts of great things that will make you a better trader. So check it out. And if it comes from Steve, I can guarantee you it is legit. And so let's see what Steve has to say today. The secret to winning in the markets is not being the smartest trader or investor. It is being one of the most disciplined. Makes sense, right? I am not even close to having the intellect to be able to figure out balance sheets, financials, cash flows, all this kind of stuff, reading income statements. I can't do it. I can do it a little, but I would be no good at it. Like I would be below average at doing it. So I am not the smartest trader. I am not the smartest, I can't put together all the macroeconomic things that are going going on throughout the world and coming up with my investment thesis, right? But I am a very disciplined trader. And that's, like Steve says here, the secret to winning in the markets is not being the smartest trader or the investor. It is being one of the most disciplined. If I had somebody trade money for me, and some guy came out of Harvard or Yale with a finance degree, and the other guy came out of the military in the Marines, maybe not even college educated, you know which one I would pick. 100% I would pick the Marine. Guaranteed. He knows what to do. He's not going to overthink it. He, I guess, is used to taking orders. But the guy from Harvard or Yale, or the girl from Harvard or Yale, they're smart, obviously, right? I don't want somebody who thinks they're smart trading for me. I want somebody that can follow the rules and not overthink that, right? So the secret to winning in the markets is not being the smartest trader or investor. It's being one of the most disciplined. And honestly, if you're a disciplined trader, you are going to be taking money away from the undisciplined traders. I mean, when it really gets down to it, like zero-sum game, that's really what's happening. You are taking the money away from people that are chasing at high levels, that don't have good risk to reward ratios. I mean, when you take a trade at the 30 RSI and it gets up to 46 RSI, who do you think is buying from you up there? It's not somebody that is aware of risk to reward ratios, because they probably wouldn't be buying up there. I mean, maybe depending on the setup, but you know, I mean, I make my bread and butter and put food on the table by buying when amateurs don't want to buy, and selling usually to amateurs when they want to buy, which is generally the wrong space, or the wrong place. So work on your discipline. It's the number one skill, discipline, and your psychology, you know, that goes along with discipline. That is your number one skill that's going to make you a winning trader. Be patient. Don't do anything until you're supposed to do something. Not about being smart, everybody. It's about being disciplined, just like in so many other things in life. Okay, so thank you for that, Steve. I appreciate that great post. Okay, let's see how we're doing over here. Excelente. Johnson said, tech stocks are so volatile last few years. Personally, I am trying to look away for a time being. I think that's smart. Jason says, I read this somewhere. The market doesn't care where you went to college. Or if you went to college. Actually. Steve says, long-term capital management was the smartest collective hedge fund in history by IQ and Nobel Prize, and they blew up with one bad trade. Yeah. I mean, they had Nobel Prize winners, pretty high IQs, I would imagine, and they lost billions and billions of dollars and almost blew up the entire market too on that bad trade. So again, if I had my pick between Ivy League person and you know, somebody like right out of the military, man, I would pick the person in the military in a second, because they're not going to overthink it. They're going to trade it. They're going to do what they're told. Yeah. So it's an interesting concept to think about, right? I've heard in different trading seminars that some of the worst traders are the smartest people, and I totally get it. Jackson said, if Dow closes over 31.5, it will be the highest weekly close for the Dow bulls. Still in control then, only for the Dow. Yeah, the Dow has definitely been strongest. Okay, so before we go on and look at end of day trades, let me just take a look at current and see how we're doing here. All right, Merck, my Merck and Gary's Merck doing really great. 2 profit targets today, and SPY. That's it. I had the nice overnight SPY trade, and then of course the Qs and the Apple were my day trades. Okay, I'd like everybody's input on this today. This is going to be an interesting decisions to make here at the end of the day, for sure. So let's get started. Gold. Possible that we could have an under 30 over 30. This does not look like it's going to be anywhere even close. We're at 27.36, so I'll just go ahead and take gold off. Qs. Well. What do we have here? We have a V1. We have a under the negative third, over the negative third. Close back over the 100-day moving average. Couple ways. It didn't go under 30 though. I don't believe it closed under 30 or went under 30 during the day. Let me see. Yeah, it bounced right at the 30. Interesting, right? But it bounced right at the 30. So if you took it on a bounce under the 30, you could use a close under the 30 as your stop, but that's kind of a long ways away. Another option would be it's a V1. Halfway of the washout bar here. This looks like about Gary's purchase price yesterday. That would give you about a 5-point risk. That would also be legitimate. Another option would be a close. If I took the cues here, it would be a close under the 100. Problem with that one though is, the 100 is not as strong of a moving average as the 200, so you might just get whipsawed out of this in noise, but it would be your closest. It would be your closest stop. And I think Mamal and I were talking about this the other day, but yeah, I mean, there's 3 potentials you could use on this, and they all have positives and minuses to them. One would be a close under 30, but that's a long ways away. Second would be halfway of the washout bar, because we did have a V1 here. And third, the very, very closest stop would be just a close back under the 100. There are some advantages to the cues in that, it's a group of 100 stocks. You're not just reliant upon one. Let's look over on the weekly and see what the weekly looks like. Looks like we rejected the 50 RSI on the weekly. Almost certainly, right? Yeah. So that is a good sign. We're right there in the value zone. So, all right. Well, that is definitely on the list today. Amazon. Well, we intraday rejected the 250 day. We have a V1. We went under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. Lots of different stops there too. Close back under 30, close back under the 250. Close under the halfway of the washout bar. Obviously, I'm not going to buy both of these because they're too highly correlated, but you can make a case for both. Let's look at the weekly on Amazon. Amazon under 50 RSI on the weekly. So if we look over at the Qs, it's back over the 50. Amazon under the 50. Which one's stronger? Well, to me, the Qs are stronger. Apple. This looks quite a lot like a Kamal trade, actually. Kamal, am I wrong? We had a false breakout of the previous low of the range. We have a V1. We did not reject the 30. No, we did not reject the 30, but we do have a V1. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is above the 50 RSI. We're still under the 5-day. Ooh, this makes this tough. Makes it tough, I'm telling you. Yep. Let me take care of a little biz over here. All right. Facebook. Under 200, over 200. When I look at Facebook, what I notice is that we were above the 200, below the 200, above the 200, below the 200, back above the 200. So, it looks like this 200-day moving average here the price has lost respect for the 200. So just because it went under and back over the 200 doesn't really get me too excited because it's been doing this the whole time. If you come down to the 200, that thing should maybe go under, bounce off, and take off again, showing respect. This is over, under, over, under, over. And we have this downward sloping 50-day moving average above us. And you can see every time we've gotten up there, here, does it mean the next time it's going to get rejected? Who knows? But the pattern's been pretty clear. Yeah, I think Facebook is not one of my favorites. XLRE bounced right, just tested that 200-day moving average and just whoop, right back up. It's a V1. It is a rejection of the 200-day moving average. It's a rejection of the negative third ATR channel. This one just seems chasey to me. It seems chasey, right? If I use my 200 as a stop, it is way down there. So I kind of feel like today was the meat of the move. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just my kind of internal clock that's telling me that. Walmart. Okay, so listen, Walmart has a V2, day 1, day 2, day 3. Day 2 washed out day 1. Day 3 is above day 1's close. And we also went under 30 over 30. And it's a 3120 RSI. So this one by far right now is the best risk to reward ratio, in my opinion. And you could use two different stops on this. You could just use a close below halfway of the washout bar on the V2 yesterday, or you could use a close below the 30 RSI. So let's see, I'm gonna try to put these in order of how I like them. Beyond Meat, also interesting, everybody. Rejection of the 30 RSI, rejection of the negative 1 ATR channel, rejection of the 200-day moving average. What I see here when I look at this, though, and you know I like to look for this stuff, look at the low over here. Here's the low. That used to be support. Now we broke down below it. Now it's resistance. Look exactly where we stopped. See the low over here that used to be support? Now that we're under it, it's resistance, and that's exactly where we stopped. I can't remember. I talked about this the other day on something almost exactly the same, and that is exactly where it failed. So, and to be honest with you, look, the Qs, Amazon, Apple, you know, these big, huge indexes, monster indexes that are on sale right now, I just feel a lot more comfortable buying the best companies in the world than like a stock like Beyond Meat, right? If everything else is overpriced, then maybe yeah, but you know, when the best of the best are on sale, those are the ones that interest me the most. ISRG, Kamal we talked about this earlier. Let me look at it one more time. Did it reject the No, didn't reject the 30, but it is a nice V1. It is a nice rejection of the 200-day moving average, and it is a nice rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Over on the weekly, it's under 50. It is holding at the negative 1 ATR channel, so it's okay, but I still think there's some other ones that I like better. Yelp, higher low V2, but it's too high up there, and it's not the caliber stock that I want to buy. XLP, consumer staples, doing very strong today. It is a nice V2. Day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 clearly closing above day 1's close and a close back above the 200. It seems chasey to me here. The risk to reward ratio, it might just continue up, I don't know, but I don't like the risk to reward ratio anymore. Philip Morris with the big today, huh? Wow. It is a V2. I don't like this big down movement, and we are still stuck in that range, so I think I'm going to pass on that. TWOU, 2U Incorporated, beautiful washout, beautiful V1, beautiful under 30, over 30. Looks like we're not quite over the 200 yet. Let's look at the weekly. Rejected the 50 on the week, but on the positive side, rejected the 100 and the negative 1 ATR channel to the downside as well. I don't know. This one scares me. It's a lot of volume. It's good, but it scares me. I think I'm going to stick with the others. IBB, V1, intraday rejection of the 200, but again, it looks chasey to me. VWO, Vanguard Emerging Markets. It is a V1. I don't think it rejected the negative the 30 RSI. So, and then KMX. KMX looks pretty good. Although, okay, let's see here. We made a higher low. I mean a lower high. Then we made another lower high here, but then we washed out the low, and it is a V2. Yeah, KMX looks pretty good, and it also has the it's under the 520 crossover. Sorry, I'm just thinking here. KMX is at a 67 RSI. It's a little steep on the weekly there. A little steep. Okay, so with that being said, I think if I take the cues, I think my stop, I think I'm going to cut this one in the middle. I think the 100 is maybe a little close. I think I'm going to use Gary's entry as my stop, which is essentially halfway the washout bar. So I do kind of like the cues here. And I also do like the trade on Walmart, the under 30 over 30. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a half position in the cues, and I'm going to take a half position in Walmart. And really what's kind of making me decide this is based upon the weekly, with the cues being above the 50, Walmart not being above the 50. Yeah, that one makes sense. Walmart is certainly not above the 50, but it did reject the negative third ATR channel, and we're in a different level than rejecting the 50. So I like the weekly on Walmart with the rejection of the -1 ATR channel, and I like the weekly or the daily with the V2. So as currently right this second, cues with the bounce off the 30, the V1 back over the 100, over the -3rd ATR channel, and then Walmart with the under 30, back over 30, and the V2. And I like the look of the weekly. All right, so let me take care of a little business over here. All right. Timothy said PLD under 30 bounce and over 250. And a V1. All right, let's take a look then, Tim. Yes, it does have all of that. It has increased volume, which is also good. Has decent. It did reject the negative. Excuse me. Well, yeah, it did reject the -1 ATR channel, and it rejected the 50 EMA and SMA. The RSI is at 35.80, so yeah, I like it. I do like that. You know, if it were me, a stop would be either halfway the washout bar or the 200 or the 30. I would probably go with the 200 because yesterday it rejected it and closed above. Today it rejected, not the 200, the 250. But it is, you know, on the other hand, we have the 200-day moving average right above here, which is very likely to run in resistance. So actually, I'm going to retract my statement. I think this trade has less reward and more risk. Your reward, your risk is from here to here. And the way that I look at this trade, your reward is from here to here. So I don't think the risk to reward is that great on this anymore. Kamal says he's going to buy IRSG. Okay. Okay, let me take a look real quick. Let's see. Okay. All right. All right. So we have about 7 minutes. I'm going to take the cues. My stop will be halfway of this washout bar today and half position also on Walmart. And of course I'm buying S&P as well. Merck, man, good. Might get up there to third profit target. That would be excellent. Excellent, excellent. Paycom. Yeah, I like it. It's false breakout to the downside. Close under over the 200 and a V1, but I like the volume too. I like the increased volume. I really do. I would just feel better. You know, it seems chasey to me to Kamal. I'd rather see it come back and back test that 200 and get yourself a better risk to reward ratio. And I'll also get you a higher low. Higher lows are always better than lower lows. This came from a lower low. So let me get rid of Apple over here, and we'll put the Qs and Walmart over here. It's going to have to close above, though. Qs looks like they're coming off a little bit. This should be interesting. right, so half of that, okay. And then half of that is what? Close enough. All right, so let me go in here, buy halvies on all this. And then half on Walmart on this one. And then I have a few minutes, so I'll hang out and wait. Apple making a new high on the day. Wow. Wowzers. All right, 2 minutes to go approximately. Should be very interesting to see what happens here. And again, I'm going half on Q's and I'm going half on Walmart. Okay, so why don't I just do Walmart right now? And then I'll do Q's right now as well. All right, done and done. 1 minute to go, everybody. 1 minute to go. Hmm. 30 seconds until the weekend. Nice. Looks like there's a little selling coming in here at the end. Well, there we go. That's the week. Man, great way to finish up this week. What a volatile week. This was an emotional week. So let's see where I bought everything here today and take a little look-see. Oh, there was my SPY. All right, so I did buy overnight SPY trade at 383.63. I bought 1/2 position of the Qs at 308.96, and I bought 1/2 position of Walmart at 129.23. Okay, so SPY, new SPY price. Ooh, rejected the 50 RSI. Do you see that? Eesh. 383. 63. So that's the new overnight SPY trade, or over the weekend trade. 1/2 position on the Qs. Ooh, how am I going to do this? All right, I'll just have to put this here, make it a blue line for me, and know that Gary's is the green line. And again, I bought this with the bounce off the 30, the V1, the rejection of the -1 ATR channel, and the close over the 100. I'm going to use Gary's entry price of approximately 303.40 as my stop. But again, I only took half position here. I like to only take really one full position a day. I took 2 positions today, but they were half positions. So from a risk standpoint, they equal 1. And Walmart, I bought at 129.23. And that is also half position. Great day. Absolutely fantastic, great day. Listen, if any of my students, if you have any new entries for me or exits, this is the time. Go ahead, put them in the chat. We'll get them taken care of real quick. I think everybody knows this, but I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I think I teach a really good course. It's 15 hours, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours, and in it, I take you through and teach you step by step all 5 different of my trading approaches. How to position size, where to place your emergency stops, where your end of day stops are, where your profit targets are, where your rejection levels are above you. We talk about trader psychology. We do a lot of simulation trades. So what I do is I teach you the lesson, I teach you the strategy, and then about the second half of the lesson, we just go through and take real trades, right? We just take real trades. You're telling me where the trades are. You're telling me what to do. If you're wrong, I'll correct you, right? But I think it's one of the very best ways to learn. But you'll have a real plan. You've heard in trading that you need a plan. You do need a plan, and I will teach you that all in the course. It's $1,750, but for the attention that you get and the time that you get, I think it is well worth it, and I know you're going to be a better trader when you're done. And so, you know, consider it. I think it's an investment in yourself. If you are interested, you can send me an email. Email is in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. And if you do, I'll reply, say thanks for saying hello. Thanks for reaching out. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call's free. I just want to talk to you. I want to learn more about you and your situation and your trading goals, your trading challenges. And it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. All right. And then you can think about it, and then if you decide in the future that you want to schedule it, just let me know and we'll get it all scheduled. And then secondly, I do have a new video course up on Udemy. The first course that I've made and put up there, it's the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. I think it's a really good course, 9.5 hours of video. So, you know, if you're not able financially to do the one-on-one, this is a good second alternative. And I tried my very, very best to really explain things in detail, repetition, and it's on Udemy. And, you know, I think the cost of it is like $13. I think it's listed for $99, but it's like $13. It's totally worth it. I promise you, you're going to learn something for $13. And so if you're interested, the link's in the description. And then lastly, if you could please hit the thumbs up button if you like today's content, if it was helpful for you, I would really, really appreciate it. It really helps keep the channel going and lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content. So if you could do that before you click on out of here and get on with your weekend, that would just be great, and I would certainly deeply appreciate it. Okay. Kamal is going to buy IRSG. Okay, is that the right symbol? What's happening here? ISRG. Oh. All right, good luck with that one, Kamal. I like that one a lot. Good clean trade for sure. Timothy says, everyone have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Tim. Hope you do as well. And you probably be watching the All-Star game like I will. Johan says, close the put during the day to protect profit. Okay, good. Good. So Johan is out of the put and protected profit. Very nice. And then Gary had a nice little trade on his Qs. Bought it here at 303.40. He made 5 points to the upside. He took a half position, but half position is better than no position, and it's profitable. Jackson says, highest weekly close for Dow, not decisive though, but yeah, bull still in control. Lova says, is Apple a legitimate double bottom with the bullish divergence? I don't think so. No, not even close. For a double bottom with the bullish divergence, Lova, you need a bottom with deep red bars, which we have. We would need a rally first and then have green bars. So a double bottom with the bullish divergence goes bottom, rally, bottom. And then here on the MACD, it goes deep red, green, less deep red. This is not, there's no green here whatsoever. So this is not a divergence whatsoever. You could make a case it's a little bit of a double bottom, but it's not a double bottom with a bullish divergence. Dr. Alexander Elder would look at this as just one complete still down move. Johan got into Eli. Oh, Callaway Golf. I like it. Yep, closed above the 50 RSI. Maybe we get a little 520 action there. Kind of move things along. That would help. That would bring in some more buyers. Good trade selection, Johan. Johnson is in a half of Walmart. I'm also in a half. Good luck to us. Johnson, right? Nigma says, have a good weekend, everyone. Thank you, Nigma. Nice to see you. Appreciate you being here. Jackson says, have a great weekend, sir. God bless you. Keep up the good work. Thank you. That is very kind of you, Jackson. God bless you as well. Gary says, sold NIO puts. Oh, you've got a couple here. Okay. So let's see. NIO. Oh, we're back to this stock. All right, so we have Gary sold, okay, sold those ones. He also sold these ones. Sold Home Depot credit spreads. All right. Got them all down there for you, Gary. Hope those all go up for you. Gary hit 2 profit targets on Merck. Yep, you should have. I did. Right, here are the 2. That was a good little trade, right? Doubled bottom, bullish divergence, under 30, over 30 is the trigger. And a ATR divergence. This low was over 3.5. ATR channels downside. Here we're lower, we're only at the second. You remember me mentioning that yesterday? So that's a divergence as well. There's ATR divergences, there's RSI divergences, and there are MACD divergences. All right. So I don't see, let's see, I think I got everything. Shop is 10% off the bottom. TD is off the bottom. Jackson says Google is good for a weekly swing. Let's take a look at Goog. Little high for me. Little high for me up into this near the third ATR channel. Remember, 92% of prices fail at the third ATR channel, and we're right there, right? But it might go up. It definitely might go up. So let's see, Apple's down after hours. Merck is up. Nice. Q's down a little. SPY up a little. VIX even. Walmart even. Wow, I'll tell you what, this was a tough week, but it was a great day trading week, and it was a good week as far as to remind all of us about the volatility that can come into the market. And you know, I'll tell you, I'm still amazed even to this day how things can just go up and just squeeze the shorts, and it just relentlessly up, and then just on a dime, down. When's it ever going to stop? It just keeps going down. Why did everybody want it 2 weeks ago, but they don't want it this week? Right? I mean, of course, if there's a big major event, you can understand that, but wow, man. As long as I've been doing this, I'm still always amazed at things. They can just squeeze something up for so long, just unbearably, just squeeze, and then to the downside, exact same thing. All right. Well, I'm going to leave you off with this, everybody. As always, if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is from Martin Kornfeld, and he is so right. Let's all go out, try to do one nice thing for another human being today. Let's try to go out and do one nice thing for an animal today. The human and the animal are going to appreciate it. It's going to make their day. It's going to make them feel better. And that should make you feel better. So it's a win-win-win all around for the other human and the animal and for humanity in general. So try to go out, make it a point to just do one random act of kindness daily. It'll come back to you. Kamal says, I have learned the hard way not to try to reason with the markets. Yeah, I know. They're unreasonable. You cannot reason with them. You just follow them and what they do. Gary says, have a great weekend, Greg. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Johan. Thank you, Greg. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Kamal. Mamal says, have a good weekend. How do we do, Mamal, on eBay? Okay, it was up. I'm glad for that. I was watching this trade for you today going, oh, man, I hope that turns green, and it certainly did. I mean, look at Amazon, up 19 points today. It was down almost 100 points today. So this is a good sign. Can we come back and test that halfway? I think it's very likely. That's why, you know, I bought the half of the Qs and half of the Walmart. There are a lot of people that, you know, were just scared to death this morning, and if it rallies a little bit more, would be glad to get out here instead of down here. So I think there will be some selling pressure above us, especially on Amazon if we hit the 200. Jonathan says, cheers, guys. Have a good weekend. You have a good weekend as well. Hope you enjoyed your soccer match the other night, Jonathan. And I appreciate you coming here. Thanks for coming back. Johnson says, thank you, Greg. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Oh, I have a Jonathan and a Johnson. Sounded like I said the same name twice. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody. Have a good weekend. Study up. Maybe read some of Steve Burns' books. Maybe watch my course. Go for a walk. Do a little exercise. Meditate. about your trading, what things you've done right, what things you've done wrong, how you can improve, right? And yeah, and if you could hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up button before you check out of here, I would really, really appreciate that. So thanks again, everyone. Take care, be good, be safe, have a nice weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.